Hey guys, thanks for watching Retro Tech Toys. I'm going to do something a little different for the next couple of weeks. Don't mind me, got my workshop that I am remodeling again behind me, and I might do a video on that actually, and you'll see why in a bit. What I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks is try to get as many videos up as possible for people who have to stay home from work or from school or from whatever you have to stay home from. I know there are a lot of people who are sick right now. And I know there are a lot of people who are being forced to stay home from work, who are being temporarily laid off and all that kind of thing. And I know I don't have a huge subscriber base, but if you come across my content and you want to check it out and it entertains you, that's what I'd like to do. Like to do what I can to help everybody through this the best that I can. And I'll be posting some more videos. Some of them are kind of off the cuff, and I don't do a whole lot of rehearsing anyway. And I really don't script. But some of the videos I'm going to do are going to be probably less than perfect because they're going to be, just spontaneous and kind of off the cuff. And that's not a bad thing. But I'm going to try to post more content for people who need it and for, people who are at home. Maybe you're nervous or maybe you've got anxiety or what have you. Kick back and watch the channel, and I hope you enjoy it. So I've got something really cool that I just came up with today, and I hope you like it. So let's get started. All right, we're back, and what do we have here? This is an iPad Mini 2, which was released in November of 2013. It comes with a 1.4 gigahertz dual-core A7 processor with an M7 Motion coprocessor. It has a 7.9-inch Retina screen going at 2048 by 1536 for the resolution. It has up to a 10-hour battery life. This one's probably got like 3 because it's been around for a while. It's been used. It's got 1 gigabyte of LPDDR3 RAM, a 5 megapixel 1080p back camera, and the front camera is a FaceTime camera. And it can run up to iOS 12.4.5, and this has a variation of iOS 9 on it. And I'm going to keep it there because it's running pretty smoothly. And my fear is that if I update this to a later iOS, that it's going to run choppy, and that's not what I want. I might try it later, but I just don't want to try it right now. Anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I came across this thing. It was on sale for $79, and I had 30 bucks in credit, so that's $40 I paid for this thing. I paid $6 for the case that goes with it, so 46 bucks, and I got an iPad Mini 2, 32 gigabytes. This thing's about 7 years old. It's been around for a long time, and you'd think that it's just no good, but I'd like to see if in 2020 you can use this for like most of your everyday modern tasks that you need to get done on a regular basis. Could this old ancient thing actually be a pretty good daily driver in 2020? Let's find out. All right, you open it up. I got this smart cover for really cheap. By the way, if you hear any chirping in the background, you know the drill. Those are my bird babies. That's my birdie babies. But here we go. And I'm not going to do the smart cover just yet. We're just going to lay it right here so you can get a good look at it. And we'll put my passcode in off camera. Because of course I am. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so you can see what's going on with this thing. You still got access to an app store with modern apps. You can run most of this stuff. Some of it's going to require iOS 11 or later, but a lot of times you can download an older version of the app. Or, if you're feeling brave, you can update this to iOS 12, like I said. I've got a lot of stuff installed on here. I have iTunes University. I've got a bunch of entertainment apps, a bunch of music creation apps, some retail apps, productivity, and video games. And of course, I have all the Apple bloat in a special Apple bloat folder because we don't need any of that. I also don't have mail set up, but I know for a fact that it works just fine. You can use your iCloud mail or whatever you want on here. I've got Chrome on here, so let's see how Chrome runs on this thing. Look at that. I've already got a YouTube video pulled up. Got some 8-bit guy going. What's that going to be like? Let's see here. And this might be This is the YouTube. Ooh, let's turn that down some. Let's get a nice loud speaker still. This is not the YouTube app. This is the YouTube on Chrome, which it runs fantastically. It runs up to 720p, and it runs without issue. So let's go ahead and pause that. And you gotta love 8-Bit Guy. Of course, he's one of my favorites. And let's see what else we can do. All right, we're on Google. Oh, look at my beautiful face in the background there. But let's go to like Guitar Center. How about that? Oh, let's look at guitars on eBay. I just want to find something that we can go to a website for. But look at that. Browse eBay just fine, and you know, there's really no lag or anything. It does most sites pretty well. Does YouTube without issue, honestly. It's not dragging or anything yet, so Chrome works great. The Safari browser that comes with it works just fine as well. And iTunes University, you can log right into that. I'm going to cover up my name and information there, so that's not visible. And let's go ahead and pull up some stuff here. Look at that. You know, it runs this stuff pretty well. So you can run iTunes University on it if you're into learning. Let's check out some entertainment stuff. I do not have my sign-in for Netflix available right now, so I can't sign in, but I will show you if the app does work. You can watch Netflix. There's no problems whatsoever with watching Netflix. I can also further illustrate this by pulling up Pluto TV and showing you how this thing streams video on a video streaming app. You shouldn't have a single problem with that. Right now, I'm in a room where my router has a bit of an issue getting to, so you might see a little bit of lag with the internet, but that's not the tablet. So look at that. Streaming, yeah, look at that. Streams Pluto TV beautifully. Yeah, so a touch of lag, but it starts going and it's fine. You can read some Kindle books. I won't have any issues there. Here's a book I bought last night. Let's check it out. As you can tell, I'm a huge Commodore 64 fanboy. You can read Kindle books, no problems. So right there, you've got your entertainment down. And, I will tell you that the eBay app is not running correctly. I may have to update it to run the eBay app. I'll show you what it does. But you can access eBay on your web browser, so that's not even a problem for me. Yeah, look at that, see? I think we're going to need to update before that'll run. But, hey, Wish will run on a baked potato. So, I don't think you're going to have a problem running Wish. And you can browse all of the cheap garbage that may or may not show up if you buy it to your heart's content. Hey, and if it does show up, it might not even be what it's supposed to be. But yeah, Wish works, so you can browse some retail apps. You got your basic calendar here. It works fine. So, productivity is going there. Let's check out productivity. iMovie works. We can load up stuff, and there you have it. Watch a little preview of one of their things, and you wouldn't have a problem whatsoever with making a video on this thing. I don't think there'd be any issues with video editing, sound editing, whatever. I use Scrivener for writing. I do write books, and I've got one started here. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, I'm not going to do it today because there's actually something wrong with my Bluetooth keyboard, but hey, if you wanted to get fancy, let's zoom out here for a minute. And you have a Bluetooth keyboard that would do the trick? Well, you could certainly do that. See? You wouldn't have a single issue with typing away on this thing. But we're not going to use my Bluetooth keyboard today because, like I said, it has issues. It was a flea market purchase that I got for $5, and it worked really well all the way up until now. Well, you see, there's no lag when you're writing. Blah, 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 blah. there you go. You can write on Scrivener or the word processor of your choice. We've got calendar here. You've got pages, and you should be able to write with pages with no problem. We'll set all that stuff up later. Let's create a document really quick. I know there's an update available, but we don't want that right now. See? I'm kicked. I didn't type that, but it typed it for me. Look at that. Pages works really well. So what it looks like to me is that we've got a pretty good device here for a price that isn't going to break the bank whatsoever. I'm not going to pull up Gmail because, you know, I've got my email address on there and my personal stuff that I don't want to show off, but it does work. I'm sure Numbers works just fine. I don't really use Numbers very much. I use Excel, which you can also get. But yeah, a very, very small amount of lag, but nothing to really write home about. So yeah, you know, you're gonna enter some information into your spreadsheet and you're ready to roll. That works. All right, so what about this? This is a really, 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 really cool logo maker that I use. I use it for a lot of things, and it's only available, as far as I can tell, on iOS. And for a while, I did not have an iOS device. I actually bought this iPad today, so I have an iOS device again, and I can make stuff. And we'll pull this up really quick just to show you that you can edit these templates, and, you know, not a single issue. Look, I mean, there's no lag whatsoever. You got multiple things that we're editing here, and, you know, you can add stuff and do whatever you want, man. Resize it. It's not going to have a problem. You know, I'm pressing a bunch of things on purpose to try to confuse it, but no, it's good. Look at that. It's fine. Instant. Look at that. So you can make art, you can make logos and all that kind of thing. If you work on Fiverr, that's actually a really good app to use. Well, what if we wanted to play a video game? We already realized that we could do spreadsheets and word processing. We could check our email. We can browse the web. You know, there's all sorts of things that we can do on this device. Still, watch YouTube. You can watch Netflix. But can we play games? Let us find out. Let's pull up Minecraft Pocket. And if you remember, we did a cheap Chinese tablet from Wish that was supposed to be way more awesome than this. And it could not run Minecraft. It crashed. But yeah, as you can see, running Minecraft, it's not lagging or anything like that. You know, there's no issues. It runs perfectly. So, you know, Apple's made a really good device here. So yeah, you run Minecraft. What about Pocket Camp? Well, let us find out. As you guys may or may not know by now, Animal Crossing is one of my favorite games, so, you know, whatever version of it I can get, I usually play. And the other tablet ran this, but it didn't run it quite as well as it really should have. Because what did that thing claim to have? 8 gigabytes of RAM and 10-core processor and all this stuff. And it was really running like Android 4, and it had like 16 gigs of storage. It was supposed to have 128 gigs. As there's a piece of junk. I actually still have it. Maybe for one video I'll do like a side-by-side comparison. But yeah, look. Animal Crossing works just fine. Look at that. Not a single issue with it. And I'm even running an older version of iOS. And the cool thing was this app actually required, I believe, iOS 11, but it allowed me to download the older version that ran on iOS 9. So that's always nice. I really like that. You can do that. Got Dragon Quest 8. And I believe this was remastered several years ago, so, you know, it's probably a little heftier specs-wise than it was originally when it launched. So let us see. Yeah, there is a touch of lag, but what we want to know is it playable? And since I bought this today, I just now got everything re-downloaded, so you'll have to forgive me. And, you know, the App Store also has like some retro games available, like Sonic and Golden Axe, and a lot of really cool stuff too, so you can play those as well. But I'm trying to, you know, put this thing through its paces. And there are some little scratches and nicks on this one that I bought, but man, it was $40 after my trade-in credit. I am not complaining. Yeah, as you can see, there's a touch of lag, but that's okay. I mean, this game is not free, by the way. I paid $20 for this game a long time ago, so it's pretty expensive. I don't know if it's still 20 bucks, but it was when I bought it. I used to have like survey apps that I used and fill out surveys and get credit for the Apple Store, and that's what I used. And no, I'm not sponsored by any weird survey apps, so don't worry. Just saying that's what I used to do. But, I mean, the cutscene here seems to be okay with just a touch of lag. I'm going to get to the point to where we can walk around, and we'll see what that's like. And then we have one more game, and then that's pretty much it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I mean, there's some lag because this is a 7-year-old tablet. And I know this game is older than that, but like I said, it's remastered, so I'd say it's playable. If a touch of lag bothers you, then you might not want to, especially for a $20 price tag. But, you know, if you already have this game, you know, on your iPhone or something, and you ended up getting this older tablet, it would run okay. Well, that's it for that. And one last app, we got Mario Run. That's put out by Nintendo, just like Animal Crossing, so let's see what that looks like. Yeah, look at that. It's doing really well. There's not a bit of lag whatsoever. I mean, Mario Run's not really a resource hog, though. But that's still pretty nice. It's a beautiful game. So to run this well, that's cool. Yeah, look at that. And, you know, it's a pretty addictive game, too. But yeah, as you can see, it works really well. And one thing I did forget, let's check out the camera. So, I mean, the camera looks pretty good, honestly. So, it's not bad, really. I'd film with this. If I needed to do like a quick part or something and I didn't want to take my phone or a really nice camera with me, I'd do it. But, alright. You know, there were a couple of apps that I could not download. It wouldn't let me unless I updated. But if I updated to iOS 12, it would let me run it just fine. Now, let's go ahead and let's try GarageBand really quick. I almost forgot that. So we have a lot of music apps. There was a couple of those I wanted to show you. And here's GarageBand. Works perfectly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it works really well. Yeah, GarageBand works great. Let's try to record something. Yeah. Well, let's hear it play back. GarageBand works beautifully. There's this really cool app called Morph Wiz. It was actually created by Jordan Rudess, the keyboard player of Dream Theater. It's got all sorts of cool stuff. It's actually one of my favorite music creation apps. But anyway, that's it. So let's get back to my verdict. Yeah, this thing's great for 2020. If you can get it for a cheap price, I mean, I wouldn't pay $100 for it. I wouldn't pay $90 for it. I'd pay $50 to $79 for it. It wouldn't be a problem for me at all. So you could probably get one of these for really cheap on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or something like that. And if you can, you should go for it because it's really cool. If you don't have an iPad and you want to kind of dip your toes in the water there, so to speak, and get used to iOS and Apple devices, this one's a good one to start with. Now, I don't recommend starting with an iPad Mini 1 or an iPad 1 full size or an iPad 2 or even 3 full size. I would do this, or maybe an iPad 4 would be okay, but you could probably get an iPad Air like the original if you wanted something really cheap and full size. That's all I got for today. Verdict is in. This thing is awesome in 2020. After 7 years, it's still great. It no longer gets updates. We're in iOS 13 now and up. This one goes to iOS 12. Actually, it goes to 12.4.5, which still runs most everything. And you shouldn't have any problems running anything on this, even with the RAM limitations. So check it out. As always, I thank you for watching and subscribing and liking. I'll be back very soon with some more videos. Thanks for watching Retro Tech Toys.